Where does the home inspection come into play? This is another question that I get asked by sellers quite frequently. Typically, once you go under contract with a buyer, the next step in the process is that buyer is going to order their home inspection. It's going to be done typically within 7 to 14 days. That part is negotiated in the contract. I'm not big on giving a 14-day inspection period. You can get an inspector out there in 7 days or so, unless it's a holidays. I typically advocate for a shorter inspection term. But what I tell my sellers is, let's get a pre-listing home inspection done. Let's go ahead and hire our own home inspector to come in, and that's going to do a couple of different things for the seller. Number one, it's going to alleviate the stress of the unknown, right? Because the home inspection period tends to be one of the most stressful periods when a home is under contract for the seller. They don't know what that inspector is going to find. They worry about it. They're anxious about it. Is the buyer going to stay with the house? Are they going to back out? So my solution to that is I will encourage them to let me hire a home inspector to come in and do a home inspection before we ever go on the market. That way they know what items are going to be found. Now, every home inspector is different. So we could get a pre-listing home inspection done, buyer could get their own home inspection done, and some items may be on one report that's not on the other. It's going to happen. It's just like an appraisal. No two appraisers come up with the exact same value on a house at the same time. So what I tell my sellers is, once you have that inspection report, you can look at it. You can see what issues a buyer is probably going to object to. And then you have the option. Do you want to go ahead and fix those? And then we can include that inspection report in a notebook that we lay out on the counter when buyers are coming through. And you can include invoices of where you paid to get that repaired. Or do you want to offer a credit to a buyer based on the information from the home inspection? Or do you want to lower the price of the home, sell it as is, and just kind of avoid having to repair anything altogether? So knowing ahead of the actual listing going live, what issues are going to come up in a home inspection helps to take care of a lot of the things that may come up after a buyer gets their own inspection done. Now, I've had situations where we did a pre-list home inspection and the buyer said, you know what, I'm good with what you've got. I don't need my own inspection. So it speeds up that process some, right? I've also had situations where we did a pre-listing home inspection and the buyer said, yeah, that's great, but I want my own guy to go out. That's fine. If that dude comes up with something that wasn't on the original report, it's probably going to happen, and we can just go from there and see. I would think that any home inspector is going to find the major items, right? One of them may notate a crack in the sidewalk or the brick that another one doesn't. But as far as HVAC's working, plumbing, electrical, things like that, I would think any home inspector is going to find the same thing. So if you think that sounds like a great idea and you want to get a pre-listing home inspection done, be sure you call me and let's talk about it.